Welcome back to Flemington, and time is a-wasting. They're in the mounting yard for the Shivers Regal, over 1,200. Here are Peter and Jenny.
Yes, Tim, and just before we take a look at the runners in race 2 on the card, we can take a look at the incident involving Darren Gauci in the first race. It happened on the far side of the track, so quite a fair way away from us. But you can see it here. You'll see Gauci, and the colours that he is in are the cerise colours. And Jen?
Right at the back there, you can see he's in trouble there, and the horse is knuckled. Darren, no chance of staying on there, and well, the foot caught in the arm for his stride as well, which wouldn't have helped his matter.
And the horse has got him there, I think.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the lacerations are up in the higher part of his leg, I believe, up near the groin area. So let's hope Darren is okay, but oh well, that's right.
It's a shame, because Darren has been riding in fantastic style here since he's been back from Hong Kong. It's a real shame for him.
Okay, let's go through the horses now in the second event as they head to the stalls and lead off with Extracts. I like the way this horse, when it got the run at Caulfield, then just sprinted.
Yes, well, he's facing his acid test here, though, Pete, because the races that he has won have been a little bit weaker than this, but 3 starts, 3 wins. It's very hard to knock a horse like this. He's a lovely mover.
Number 2 is Gold Ace, Damien Oliver, the rider, and he doesn't look like a horse who hasn't had a run for 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, he's extremely fit, this horse, and last start he slowly wound up. That was over the 1,400 metres. He just didn't get there in time. If he lives up to his Ascot Vale run 3 starts ago, he's going to be hard to beat.
What about Padre number 4? Finished 4th to win square here at his last run, but probably faces a reasonably stiff task here.
Well, he does. He's a horse that can show a lot of pace in his races, but often the last 100 metres can see him out. 5 is Quick Flick. Darren Beedman takes the ride here. And the Sydney and Brisbane form, not too bad. Not too bad at all. This horse has got a lot of speed. In fact, he has been pulling quite a bit in his races. I think he's got a good chance here. He'll be out there for some time. Waiver Tree number 7 has only had 2 starts and has the perfect record, carries the Scalacci colours. I wonder if that'll be any help. Well, quite possibly. This horse has it's got some ability, there's no doubt about that, and he could be quite a young improver in this race. Probably a rough pace chance in the race. 8 Miss Margaret's the one you like, Jen? Yeah, very, very impressed with her back in March. This year at Flemington, down the straight over 1,100, and of course she has won since then as well. So she's a good, handy filly, and I do think she's going to be hard to beat. 10 Cheviot in the all-white colours, finished last in the Caulfield Guineas. Big drop in class here. Big drop, but well, last start I thought wide all the way. Didn't really have a lot of luck there, and back to the 1,200 metres is going to suit Cheviot a lot better. A good each-way chance in the race. Vice Royal is the other one, number 14, to be ridden by Shane Dye. Has only had the 3 starts and has recorded 2 wins and a second. He's been quite impressive, Pete, this horse in Adelaide, but he has got a problem of hanging out quite badly in his races. Even though he's hung out, he's still got to the line very well. So he's not without a chance in this race. So Miss Margaret from you, Jen? Miss Margaret from Gold Ace and number 10 Cheviot. I've gone for Gold Ace number 2. Let's see what tape punters are doing. Here's Dan Malicki with an update on the second event. Gold Ace still the favourite, Pete, 310, 160. Extracts about second pick at $5.80. Waiver Tree at $6.10. Miss Margaret at $8.10. Planet Warrior with Brett Preble, $16.70, and Vice Royal Shane Dye, $12.80. They're about the top 6 fancies or so in this Group 3 Shivers Regal. They're the top 4 in the betting. Gold Ace clearly the favourite, Pete, and probably strong enough support to suggest it'll remain at about that close. Right, Dan, runners heading up to the barrier. Plenty of betting activity, plenty of social activity as they go to the stalls for race 2. The Shivers Regal. We'll be back to Flemington very shortly. Derby Day at Flemington, and even a crowd down at the top of the 1,200 metre straight to watch these horses go in. Many of the vehicles entering from that end of the course, and people stopping to have a look and watch Quick Flick, that horse there, and the rest of them be loaded up into the gates. We've got one riding change to report for you, replacing Darren Gauci in the third event. Number 16 Noble Lotto is to be ridden by Shane Dye. RS Dye aboard 16 Noble Lotto in race 3. And still no rider for Octagonal as yet. Last minute update from the betting ring, Terry Kennedy.
Thanks very much, Pete. Yes, compared to the first race, a pretty non-spectacular betting race, this one. Good support for Gold Ace at $3 on the tote, about the same odds with the bookmakers. And just down the bottom, could be a sneaky one here, the Adelaide horse, Vice Royal, to be ridden by Shane Dye. Double-digit odds, but there's been some specking at those odds.
Terry Kennedy reporting from the betting ring about that horse, maintaining its place as favourite, Gold Ace, with Damien Oliver in the saddle here for race 2. Well, They're a little way away from Dan Malicki and Gary Willis, but they're keeping an eye on the crowd and the horses.
Thank you, Pete. They move in well for this. We see some good sprinters win this race. Gary Gold Ace won on Cup Day last year when he started his career, and he's all the race today.
He could have been anything, Dan. He had a couple of bones taken out of his knees at the end of his 2-year-old career. There's Quick Flick down from Sydney. Grant Cooksley on board. Looks well. Yeah, I like 2-1, and I like Miss Margaret. I thought it looked very well, number 8.
Fully trained by Peter Hayes and ridden by Mick Diffman. That's Waver Tree on the screen with Grant Cooksley aboard. Favourites Gold Ace wears the green and blue colours, drawn out wide, and Extract drawn near the inside with Wayne Harris aboard. Wayne's picked up the ride on Racer's Edge in the Challenger. Now they're all set to run. Light goes on, gates crash back, and they're off and racing just after the start there. Gold Ace jumped away okay. Getting out fairly quickly, Padre, Planet Warrior from near the inside, got out well. Nick on the runs, racing up prominent, so too was Canaraja. Viceroy was up there as well. Then came a Cheviot, Miss Margaret just behind that division, but out a bit wider on the track as they run up towards the 800 metres point. Viceroy about 1 away from the inside rail is just in front of the great Planet Warrior. Now it crosses over. Nick on the run goes up third, and Extract is just behind them, fourth from Cheviot. Miss Margaret in the cerise and white colours. Then Canaraja, Gold Ace is running in about 6th position, out wide up now, going up to share the lead. Padre, Ruralism behind those. Vol Baron well back in the field, and Waver Trees back to second last. Onto the course proper, 500 metres to go. Boys Viceroy in front of Miss Margaret. Nick on the run, and Gold Ace joining in. Padre making a run at them. Extract ridden along a little bit, trying to get into the clear. Gold Ace is cruised to the lead now. Extract trying to get out. Waver Tree running on strongly. Gold Ace the leader. Waver Tree, Padre, Miss Margaret. Then came Extract. Gold Ace finding a little bit of length and a half in front though of Waver Tree and Padre. The favourite in front, Gold Ace for Damien Oliver. And Gold Ace wins a length and a quarter to Waver Tree. Still very green, the second horse. Padre's run third, and then came Quick Flick, who made up a bit of ground. Back behind them was Canaraja. Then came Extracts and Miss Margaret, Planet Warrior, Vice Royals, Ruralism, Nick on the run, and Vol Baron at the tail of the field.
Very good win, Dan. He travelled beautifully all the way, had a lovely sit on him all the way, and when Damon asked him to move, he certainly linked in stride. And this track, as we pointed out earlier today, with that rain last night, it suits them to run good times. And 1-9.
And 140. Two favourites successful in the first two. Waver Tree 230. It came from second last at the 500. And Padre battled on pretty well to pay $4.30. 2, 7 and 4 will be the official placings after race number 2. Extract, it seemed to be held up for a run at about the 400 metre point, but it seemed to get out in enough time. Gary didn't finish the race off strongly enough.
Yes, I definitely think it was held up for a while, Dan, but the moment the run came, it just didn't seem to link in stride, where Gold Ace, there's a shot of him now, he just went right on with it. Could have been anything, this horse, you know, with good legs, and hopefully he goes on with it, especially with that bit of jar out of the ground.
Well, this fellow was runner-up to Al Maysky in the Ascot Vale, and that's pretty good form down the straight six.
That's right.
And bounced back in today's $75,000 Group 3 event. He had little problems after running third in a three-way photo behind In Square and Strategic, and he was also involved in that great duel with Strategic at Caulfield on the 23rd of September. It was a phenomenal performance, similar to a Bone Crusher where Waverley Star finished.
They distanced the rest, they're 8 lengths in front of them. Here's a great shot of him here. Damien Oliver just going to pull the stick on him. Horse is really linked in stride. It's a great feeling when you're on a horse and you just give them that little bit and away they go with you. But he's ran great time. They ran 1:09.4, so this track is absolutely brilliant. Should suit any horse today with that jar, and that's why they run. There's Damien, he just knows the race is won, puts the whip away, and thanks very much.
Two favourites successful in the first two races run today. Lee Friedman is the trainer of Gold Ace. Damien Oliver is the rider, and I wonder if they'll have a big day. They could possibly well do that, and they'll team up, of course, with Doremus in the Melbourne Cup on Tuesday. The official numbers are 2, 7 and 4. Fourth was number 5. Fifth in was number 8, which was Miss Margaret. Extract has run into about 6 or 7 placing, but obviously the winner was just much too good for the opposition. Now, as I mentioned before, Wayne Harris will ride Racer's Edge in race number 7 today, the Challenger Stakes. Darren Goucher not riding for the rest of the day. I'm sure you're well aware of that, but Wayne Harris will take that ride on Racer's Edge in race number 7, which is a Group 1 race, so a couple of very important mounts. Darren had a full book of rides today and has to be replaced on 7 of them, and probably in the next 6 races, they're probably 6 of the best rides he could have had right through the afternoon. Gold Ace the winner, Let's see, John Letts will talk to in just a moment. Peter's got the winning trainer, Lee Friedman.
Yes, Lee's down here. Congratulations. He's a racehorse, that fella.
He is a real racehorse, Peter. You know, he's got leg troubles. He's had leg troubles all his life, and you know, we had to freshen him up after he ran here. He didn't fluff all that well, but he's the team at Corker have done a sensational job. They're basically keeping him going, just pace work and swimming and that, and he had a hit out here up the straight and pulled up well. And class told, I think.
I remarked in the yard, he didn't look like a horse who hadn't started for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, we keep him pretty fit. Keep him pretty fit. We've got a habit of not running horses and being able to do pretty well with them.
Oh yeah, a little horse called Mahogany, I seem to remember.
That's right.
He's good down the straight, of course, with his legs.
Yeah, it suits him. He'd rather go down the straight than down corners with the less pressure on his legs. And now that the crossing's gone, I think we'll just keep running him down the straight.
All right, Lee, congratulations.
Yeah, it's lovely to win one derby, Dave.
Gold Ace, the winner, and Lee Friedman, the winning trainer. And Damien Oliver bringing the horse back to scale now after the running of the second event. The numbers there. Number 2, Gold Ace, Damien Oliver first. Second placing to 7, Waver Tree, Grant Crooksley. A pretty impressive effort for a horse still very green. Third, 4, Padre, ridden by Patrick Payne. Time for the journey, 1:09.4. We'll take a break. Back to Flemington very shortly.